positioned on the soft green grass. A dog owner turned a stick for his faithful friend to fetch, which he does faithfully and interminably. A young lady calling out, "Fresh flowers for sale," which is only part true, for the flowers are for sale, but they are not terribly fresh. Certainly one would never suspect this charming little spot to turn into a battlefield, which it did with marked regularity every Tuesday afternoon. The adversaries, two aged and retired officers, one military, one naval. They never agreed about anything, except for to meet each Tuesday at 3 o'clock. They disagreed about everything under the sun: politics, women, men, literature. Well, today is Tuesday and the time is 3. And I do not wish to get caught in the crossfire, so I will watch from a safe vantage point. From the east comes the army. From the west, the navy. If I had a drum, I'd roll it.
Cool weather we're having today.
It's warmer than yesterday.
They say it may rain.
Here comes the sun. It's coming.
So, it's your turn. Pick a subject.
I've got one,
A good one?
in my opinion.
All right, what's the subject?
Lunch.
Lunch. For a subject, you pick lunch?
It's my turn, isn't it? I pick lunch.
Not a good subject in my opinion.
Does that mean you concede?
I concede nothing. I merely stated it was a poor subject. But I accept the challenge. If it's lunch, it's lunch. Start.
Are you ready?
Would I say start if I weren't ready? Start means I'm ready. Go ahead, start.
Very well. Appetizers.
Appetizer's right.
To start off, a good lunch. The best appetizer is herring.
Wrong.
Wrong. Herring is not the best appetizer.
It's good. I didn't say it wasn't good. But not as good as caviar.
Ha! You are wrong. Caviar is too rich for an appetizer. It's a dish that should be reserved for special occasions, with a little champagne. A snack, yes. An appetizer, never.
Are you telling me that fresh caviar, lemon juice, finely chopped eggs, raw onions, garnished with parsley and served on lightly salted wafer-thin biscuits is not a good appetizer?
You want to compare it to herring in white cream sauce, marinated onions, 2 large black olives sitting at either end of the plate, sprinkled with dill and the end piece of fresh baked brown bread, to soak up the drippings of the herring, the onions, and the dill into one final succulent mouthful.
You argue well. I concede the appetizer.
Thank you. Let's move on to the soup.
Oh, I don't think we'll have any argument here. Borscht!
Borscht! For soup you pick borscht? Out of all the soups in God's creation, you pick an ordinary dish of borscht?
Not in a dish, in a bowl. And there's nothing ordinary about piping hot borscht prepared with sweet sugar beets, Ukrainian style, with ham and country sausages, and topped with a thick white sour cream. Are you prepared to challenge a soup like that?
I would sooner have cabbage soup steaming from the pot, with thick chunks of fresh potatoes and clods of tender meat still hanging from the bone. And sooner than cabbage soup, I would take a full-bodied vegetable soup. Carrots with fresh asparagus, with cauliflower stalks, with parsnips, ripe tomatoes, and sooner than vegetable soup, I would take a full-bodied vegetable soup. Tripe and giblets and young kidneys floating on the top so thick you'd have to push your way into
Wait
the
a minute,
soup.
wait a minute. I'm not talking about your run-of-the-mill ordinary everyday served in a restaurant borscht. I'm talking about peasant borscht. The kind you eat with a pound of hot cornbread in your left hand, and in your right hand, a thick, heavy wooden spoon.
A wooden spoon? Ooh, that's different. You didn't mention a wooden spoon before. I can see the soup.
Accepted.
How do we stand?
You won the appetizer, I won the soup.
Up to here, it's a very close lunch. Next course.
Next course is fish.
Fish? Oh, well, we can forget about the fish. I don't like fish. Whatever you choose for fish is fine with me.
You don't like fish?
Well, I'm not dead set against it. It's all right once in a great, great while. It's not substantial enough. Never satisfies me. To me, the most important part of the meal is the roast. Why don't you pick out a fish so we can move on to the roast?
So you concede the fish.
Mention a fish, and I'll concede it.
Pike. A nice piece of pike.
Carp is better.
You just conceded the fish.
I didn't know you were going to say pike. I don't find pike a tasty fish.
A nice pike fried in brown butter with stewed tomatoes and a thick mushroom sauce, that's not tasty.
It's tasty if you smother it in carp, broiled in lemon juice.
But you already conceded the fish.
All right, I won't make an issue of it. Change the fish to carp, and I'll concede it.
But carp is your fish, then I'd be conceding.
Well, you could have chosen carp ahead of me. The option was yours.
Will you concede if I drop pike and pick another fish?
That's fair enough. What do you change it to?
Brook trout broiled with sliced almonds.
Poached salmon in hollandaise sauce.
I thought you didn't like fish.
Maybe it's only the ones you like that I don't like.
You're purposely doing this.
You accuse me of being false to my taste? You dishonor me.
I dishonor no one. I call for a stalemate on the fish.
So soon? I give up. There are so few fish that I like.
Very well. Filet of sole cooked with white wine and grapes.
Sea bass in black bean sauce.
Stalemate! Stalemate!
No. Now hold on. Don't get yourself so excited. We still have a roast to get through. Agreed. Stalemate.
I don't know why there should be a stalemate when pike is so delicious. Especially after we just had borscht.
What's past is past. The table has been cleared. We're on the roast now. It's your turn.
I pass.
You passed on the roast?
I pass my turn. I want you to go first. I don't trust you anymore.
Makes no difference to me. For the roast, I contend there is nothing better than boiled beef served with white hot horseradish sauce, giblets, pearl onions, peas, beans, white bread, and cold spring wine. I can taste it now. I can barely contain my mouth from dripping with saliva. It is, I believe, your turn, unless you concede to boiled beef.
I do not concede to boiled beef.
Then mention, if you can, a better roast.
A nice piece of pike.
Pike is a fish! We're through with the fish course.
Not in the case of stalemate. In a stalemate, you can always go back and try again.
Oh, when was this decided?
Just now I decided.
Very well. You say pike again, I'll say brook trout again. Double stalemate. Next course, boiled beef. It's your turn.
Boiled beef. Herring borscht and boiled beef. It's a meal for a cold, hungry foot soldier, not a commanding officer and a gentleman.
Am I being challenged or not?
I could challenge boiled beef with a small partridge. I could challenge it with a brace of quail. I could challenge it with a firm young roast turkey.
Roast turkey. Well, you may have something there.
I can challenge it with the hen. A fat, juicy, white meat, thick-breasted hen.
I see what you mean. Certainly, a hen is always nice.
But I'm not going to do it. I challenge boiled beef with a duck.
A duck! Oh, I didn't think of a duck. How could I overlook a duck? What kind of a duck?
A duckling. A round, plump duckling. One that has had the taste of ice during the first frost. And then it's roasted, pan-roasted to a crisp golden brown. The skin so crisp that it crackles in your mouth.
I can see to duck.
Roasted with potatoes, cut small into the dripping pan.
I concede, I
And the
said.
potatoes are turned and soaked in the duck fat. And in the pan, young onions are beginning to turn to a deep, rich brown, sizzling and frying in butter and fat, until the aroma wafts up into your nostrils, driving your taste buds into a stage of frenzy.
How many times do I have to concede? Are you deaf? You are purposely doing this to get back at me for not liking the pipe. I concede to duck, all right? The main course is over. Now let's move on to the dessert. God's sakes.
And the duck is basking in the juice of Spanish orange.
Enough already! What's the matter with you? You're acting like a child over a silly piece of pike.
Try it sometime. In butter and oil, you won't think it's so silly.
You want to continue or not?
Go ahead, I'm still savoring my duck.
For dessert, I choose.
Yes?
I choose for dessert.
Well, out with it. If you can't think of one, I'll choose.
I'm thinking. I want to end the perfect meal perfectly. I choose for dessert.
Cold peaches, sweet cream, and brandy.
Oh, that's mine! I choose cold peaches, sweet cream, and bready. You can't take my dessert.
I can take it if it takes you an hour to think of it. For a meal to be perfect, it's not only what you eat, it's when it's served. If I waited for you to think of it, I'd be hungry again.
I refuse to argue with you anymore.
Does that mean you concede the lunch?
Are you through choosing?
Certainly I'm through. We've gone through all the courses, haven't we? I want a clear-cut victory. Concede this fact, and we can go home.
But you are definitely through choosing. As far as you're concerned, the lunch is over.
Of course it's over. What in God's name could follow cold peaches, sweet cream, and brandy?
A cigar. A big black Panatella cigar, followed by a 2-hour nap.
I forgot. I forgot a cigar and a nap.
You know what kind of nap you have after a good cigar. Delicious. A delicious nap. It's not a hard-working, tiring sleep like you have at night. A light nap is delicate. You sleep softly with warm, sweet dreams like the kind you had when you were 30. That's how you end the perfect lunch.
How could I forget a cigar and a nap?
And I'm not even through yet. When you wake up, a mint, a white, tangy peppermint kills the entire sour taste in the mouth.
That's enough already. You've won. You don't have to rub my nose in it.
And with the mint, the afternoon newspaper, a blanket on your lap, a cozy fire, and a dog at your feet to rub your toes on. And as you're sitting there, with your body warmed to the perfect temperature, you read only good news in the paper. France is having political difficulties. They're starving in Ireland. England is in a financial crisis, but here everything is good. And just as you're about to fall off into the perfect sleep, a letter comes telling you that you have been awarded another medal. And then you drop off with a smile on your face. The perfect lunch is over. And you have nothing more to do that day until the perfect dinner is served. You want to challenge me for the perfect dinner? I'll let you go first. Or Dirk's.
It's my turn to choose the subject, not yours.
I think I've had about enough for today. I'm not feeling very well.
You don't look so good. A little pale. It's probably that cigar. Maybe you should go see a doctor.
It's a good idea. Maybe I'll go drop in on Dr. Wyszynski.
Wyszynski, that butcher, he knows as much about doctoring as my 3-year-old granddaughter.
Are you trying to tell me you know a better doctor in Russia today than Wyszynski?
Do you challenge me?
I challenge you! But not today. Next week.
Next week it is. You're right, it is getting chilly.
No, I think it's beginning to warm up. Here comes the sun.
It'll rain before you get home.
Next Tuesday then.
Next Tuesday.
I hope that portion of my characters came out with some affection. I do love them so. And yet with them, as with the other characters that I have shared with you tonight, I feel a sense of betrayal. For when I reply pin down at the end of a day's writing, I feel that I have robbed my friends of their very dignities. Now, what was it we were talking about early on before the story of Charity Alpha? I remember. I was about to tell you what it is most I've been about to do ever since I was a small child. Well then. Funny, but for the life of me I can't remember. But I suspect that as I stand here before you with a feeling of great peace and contentment, that I must be doing it. Thank you for this visit here tonight, and I hope that if you ever are by this way again, that you will please drop in. Good night. Hey! There is an alternative ending. If ever you are by this way again, I hope you inherit 5 million rubles. Good night.